What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Wolf Gets Wrecked. I'm really excited for this episode because it's the first time where I've got a new webcam, which hopefully stays put, because as you guys have seen it, my webcams really enjoy sliding all over the place, so I'm excited for that. I'm really excited to have a webcam that decides to stick to where I want it to, and that'll be cool. As you can see, I've also decided to use the Parastrat team. Again, I'm really enjoying playing with it, but I've made a small change. I've added Kangaskhan instead of Raichu. Kangaskhan also provides fake out support, but I really like the double mega option that Kangaskhan Gengar provides. I think Kangaskhan plus Smeargle is really a strong lead, especially if the opponent is prepared for something else. And I don't know, I was just also really interested in the color synergy between Kangaskhan and Smeargle, and a little bit of Landorus. I don't really know a lot about colors, and I never took Color Theory 101 or whatever that class is, but yes, I think Kangaskhan and Smeargle pair really well together, and the hat on Landorus' head is also pretty nice. So, gonna go ahead and jump right into this one. This is a cool team. It's a team that looks really set up dependent on Xerneas. He's got that Xerneas, he's got Kangaskhan and Clefairy. Once again, really solid color synergy there. Kangaskhan and Clefairy, I like that a lot. Scizor and Ferrothorn are similar type, but not similar color, unfortunately. But the red-green-blue combination is really nice, especially with both blue Pokemon. So, looking at this, he doesn't seem super prepared for Kangaskhan Smeargle, so maybe I'll go ahead and give that a shot. I definitely really like Groudon in this matchup. I need to watch out for that, for just about everything, to be honest, but especially for that Xerneas, because it has the capability to sweep me. So because Xerneas is kind of threatening, I think I will go ahead and use Gengar here, because I don't really need Kyogre. Yeah, I'm gonna bring Gengar in the back here, so I am bringing Double Mega this game, and choosing not to Mega Evolve my Gengar unless something goes surprising in the game. But yes, good luck to my opponent. This is a cool team. Xerneas and Kyogre are paired together occasionally, but not often, because they both typically have weaker matchups to Groudon. So I'm interested to see how my opponent kind of chooses to combat that. Yeah. Cool. So it is Blue Orb Kyogre, so it's not Choice Scarf. We would expect Blue Orb, of course, but yeah. What's interesting here is that Kangaskhan and Kangaskhan obviously have good color synergy, and Smeargle also pairs well with both Kangaskhan, so neither of us is gaining an advantage there. But the Kyogre on the opponent's side of the field definitely makes things a little bit more interesting, I would say. So in this situation, I actually think I'm just going to go for a Power Up Punch into the Kangaskhan and switch out my Smeargle into Groudon, because he can fake out my Smeargle or my Kangaskhan for sure, and that would make this turn pretty bad for me. But overall, I don't think it's an especially likely option because of the fact that if he ignores the Smeargle, and if I choose to Dark Void, or if I try to predict him and go for a Fake Out and Dark Void on his Kangaskhan, he'll be in a lot of trouble. So, gonna go ahead and get the weather advantage here. I think that's pretty nice, and definitely should be in a favorable position in terms of the weather war, because yeah, you just want to be in charge of the weather, especially in VGC 16. And I'm actually really interested that he didn't lead with Xerneas here, because he had Kangaskhan and he had Clefairy, and those are both Pokemon that really made it look like a hardcore Xerneas setup team. So I'm interested in the choice for to not Mega Evolve. I'm sorry, to not bring his Xerneas up front, but he probably has him back. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see. My Kangaskhan Mega Evolves first. So it's not I'm max speed, so it doesn't really tell me anything, because it could be a speed tie, but hopefully we'll find out more this turn. So I guess the ideal turn here is he goes Fake Out into my Groudon and Water Attack, but he could use something else as well. So yeah, that's Fake Out into Groudon, so I will be getting the Power Up Punch off, and I haven't learned anything about speeds yet, but nonetheless I still think it's pretty solid. So Power Up Punch into Kangaskhan, going to do not very much damage, but going to give me a nice boost, which is favorable. I've also realized I grabbed the wrong Kangaskhan, so this Kangaskhan is Double Edge and not neutral. Oh, he knew. Okay, into my Kangaskhan, that's cool. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. I hope I didn't DC. No DCs, please. No DCs, please. Very nice. Okay, cool. So let's think about this one. I can definitely Sucker Punch here. That Ice Beam did a lot of damage, to be honest. Do I do this? Okay, what is he gonna do? Let's think about this. He can Sucker Punch me, but I don't think it gets him too much ground. I can Sucker Punch, I can go for a sub. I think that's a solid play. Okay, so he switches out Kyogre, which is to be expected. I was considering switching out my Groudon. Ooh, Scizor. Yeah, I was considering switching out my Groudon to maintain the weather advantage, but I'm going to go first with Sucker Punch. That's really good. I might want to speed tie there if he was going for Sucker Punch as well, but we'll probably never know. So that's Sucker Punch coming out. Going to go ahead and do a pretty sizable chunk to Kangaskhan and knock it out, and I will get the sub here, but I'm not positive if that was really a great move, because, well, now he gets his Kyogre in, and although I will be able to launch Precipice Blade, does not It's not the perfect situation, but that's okay. So Kyogre's back, and he does have the weather advantage once more, and I'm okay with that, especially considering that I have my own Gengar on the back. Once again, I can, even though if I take 2 KOs up front here, I can just go ahead and bring Gengar on the back and use Parasong. So don't want to substitute again. I think this time I'm just going to go for a Sucker Punch and press those blades into the Scissor with Sucker Punch because of the fact that his Scissor can't break my sub, and Swords Dance, interesting. Okay. See, I almost attacked the Kyogre, but I was like, nah, it'll be fine. But it will be fine. I was wrong. This is probably a Swords Dance, I would guess. The fact that, oh my goodness, that's not good. So maybe I can live? No, I'm not going to live. No, okay, it's fun. Hey, very nice. Yeah, and so if he's not attacking here, so Sucker Punch into Scissor and Sword and press those blades. Okay, let's think. So Sucker Punch into Scissor and Press those blades would obviously win me this game most likely, except for the fact that Press those blades can miss. So I think I'll go ahead and sacrifice Smeargle here and preserve my Groudon. And I'm not really sacrificing Smeargle. What I'm really doing is sacrificing Kang and taking a lot of damage onto Smeargle, but it's fine either way. So let's go ahead and see what he does. He could have Clefairy in the back, which also changes things. So Sucker Punch comes out, gonna pick up the KO, and I'm actually surprised Kyogre didn't protect there because it was really risky from the Kyogre's end. I guess what I could have done is Sucker Punch the Kyogre. That would have been better, I think. So Skull coming out into Smeargle. Hangs on with 1 HP. Let's see if it gets burnt. It's not really important to me either way. Moody. Accuracy, okay. Accuracy is very nice. And attack. Interesting. Very interesting. Ferrothorn's the last one. Okay. Cool. So I think in this situation I have a pretty clear endgame. I can just go ahead and Double Edge, which should be returned into Kyogre, and I'm just going to I'm going to follow me here because he could be Lumberry, and this game should be over as long as, yeah, I mean, I think this game is over, basically. So, follow me, going to redirect any attacks. Double Edge will come out and KO that Kyogre, and hopefully leave my Kangaskhan alive, but it doesn't have to necessarily. It's fine either way, but yeah. Double Edge. Yeah, I don't think Power Punch plus Double Edge is, like, really optimal at all. 17 KOs myself, great. That's great. And Leech Seed, cool. So Ferrothorn's gonna heal a lot of damage right now, and that's not great, but you know, you can't win them all or any of them. So Smeargle's going down. Now it's 2-1, but with Groudon in the back, I should be taking this one home pretty easily. So getting to my opponent without a doubt. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one up. Who do I want Groudon in for? I think Smeargle. And we'll get Gengar in for the other slot. Gengar didn't actually need to be here, but need to come here, but I definitely think having it was a good option. And yeah, I don't remember bringing it at all. It's a good mon. And actually, this is a fun situation because Gengar can literally do nothing. All it can do is Sludge Bomb because Hidden Power Water won't work, and Sludge Bomb won't work for obvious reasons. So this game's over, but good game to my opponent. That's a cool team. I definitely think Kyogre plus Xerneas is like an underexplored archetype, because it's just never, it has seen some use, but I haven't seen anything that's like really convincing with it. But yeah, I don't know. I think that you have to do something about the Groudon weakness. I don't think that double Steel Pokemon plus Groudon or plus Kyogre plus Xerneas plus Clefairy is like super solid, especially like with Kang as the last one. Yeah, that team is just like really weak to Groudon, unfortunately, but definitely a good game nonetheless. So yeah, that's cool. And yeah, I think it's interesting that I actually chose to bring the Gengar as like in addition to the Kangaskhan there, because I don't know, it's not what I expected to do when I was thinking about Kangaskhan, but I guess it works. And I'm gonna play one more because that was quick and fun. So back up to 16-18, that's pretty good, but I mean, it's not pretty good, but it's better than what it could be. So hopefully we get a little higher. I should probably take some time and just grind and just raise the ranking of this. But I've had a lot of tests in the last few days, so okay, this guy's pretty high. 1638, Kira, VGC 2016. Okay, I can do VGC 2016. That's cool. Okay, cool. So this is a Trick Room team. It looks like a team that I saw Anash and Aaron Zhang using earlier in the season. I'm not totally sure what that team exactly was, but it was something very similar to this. And it doesn't seem to have great answers to Smeargle. So I'm tempted to bring Kangaskhan Smeargle again. I also really like Landorus here. Kyogre is nice. I've got to watch out for that Palkia. That's a big thing. This is a game where I'd like all my Pokemon. So, let's think. Maybe something. Oh no, that's not gonna work. I really do like Kangaskhan here, though. I don't think I need Gengar. I think I can leave Gengar on the bench. I might actually do this and just like hope for momentum. It's gonna be really hard to switch. Do I need Kyogre? No, I'm leaving Kyogre on the bench here because yeah, Kyogre is really nice, but I think I can afford to leave it on the bench here because I really would like Intimidate, and I really would like. I need Sun basically to beat the opposing Ferrothorn. And so Palkia is going to be threatening here, but Palkia is just threatening to dual Primal Team regardless, I think. So basically the plan here is to use Kangaskhan Smeargle to use some early disruption. Gotta watch out for Ferrothorn switch-ins, and from there use Smeargle to open up some holes. But you use Groudon to take out Ferrothorn, which is a big threat. Use Intimidate to weaken Groudon and Kangaskhan. Use Kangaskhan to threaten Palkia. Use chip damage like Groudon, I guess, maybe primarily to deal with Cresselia, but I'm planning on mainly ignoring the Cresselia if I can, even though it's not really ideal. So Landorus and Cresselia is the lead, so that's interesting. That's very interesting. It could be Magic Code is the problem, and it often is Magic Code to be completely open about that. So, gosh. I actually feel like I have a pretty good move here in. It's not exactly what I want to do, but this should let me scout for Magic Coat, and I don't expect him to Ice Beam my Kangaskhan at all. It could also be Lum Cresselia. I can't remember if the Lum was on Cresselia or on the Palkia when I originally saw this team, but it was on something, and so I think there's a. I don't think you lead this lead if you don't have a plan for Smeargle. So go for Dark Void, unless your plan is to bluff Magic Coat, in which case. Solid, because it worked. But yes, I don't want my. I could have gone for the Power Up Punch here and like, or the Fake Out and Dark Void, but it's just like without knowing the sets in the opponent, it's really risky to go for stuff like that. So Landorus is gonna come in here. He's not switching out just yet, and we're gonna go ahead and scout out the move on his Landorus and Spiky Shield with Smeargle, and see what Cresselia does. So Smeargle's for Spiky Shield, which I believe means that he didn't Magic Coat, which means I should have gone for Fake Out Dark Void. He goes for U-turn into Smeargle, so it's going to take some damage, and this is probably Trick Room, if I had to guess. Yeah, so Trick Room does go up here, so that's not great. And what I don't want to do is have a speed boost here, because that would be less than ideal. And I think what this should indicate to me is that... Okay, that's great. I like that. Oh, don't like that. Okay, now we're rolling dice. So, that's almost definitely Lum Cresselia, I think. But having Kangaskhan back out, it allows me to reuse my Fake Out Pressure, which is really nice, and reuse my Intimidate as well. Kangaskhan plus Landorus, obviously a combination that's seen a bit of usage in the past if I might be like remembering something. So Ice Beam into Smeargle, Dark Void into both, dodge the Ice Beam, which is really nice. Evasion is just really Smeargle's just dumb, dudes. Like telling you here. Landorus avoid, so I don't actually think nothing's staying asleep this turn, which is fine. Oh, interesting. Okay, and he does get that U-turn off, which does massive damage. And no Life Orb, and no... It didn't do as much as I expected. I mean, he's -1. I guess maybe he could be Choice Band. It's interesting that he let Cresselia get put to sleep, though. I wasn't expecting that. What would he have done turn 1 if I'd gone Fake Out Dark Void, you know? But, I don't know. I guess, like, I wasn't really exerting any pressure, so it wasn't super threatening for him. Still interesting, nonetheless. Yes. And that was turn 2 of Trick Room, so we still have 3 turns left. And I'm gonna get a Moody boost this turn. So all interesting stuff. I'm expecting I was actually expecting Groudon to switch in here, and it didn't, which is fine. But actually, I think it's better for me. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Maybe Ferrothorn has the Lumberry. I think I'm gonna switch Groudon in here and go for Spiky Shieldy. I could get Leaf Seed, of course, but I don't think it's the most probable thing. Well, I guess he could attack. It's just that the fact that I threatened Fake Out, and I think that Ferrothorn is probably a Lumberry, so Ferrothorn's probably not that worried about anything really, especially Smeargle. But it could be leftovers as well. I guess Cresselia might have Mental Herb. The thing is, like, the thing about like playing against teams like this is like, it's not a super bad example of it, but basically like Cresselia has a really wide range of stuff that it can be, and Ferrothorn of course should have leftovers and Lumberry, and that's why I really prefer best of 3 play like in general, because it kind of allows you to deal with situations like this a little better, where like you don't really know what the opponent has, and there's like a lot of options that it could be, and it's not really bad in this situation. But when you're talking about like stuff like Scarf Smeargle can work in best of 1, but it very rarely works in best of 3, and well, and from my experience, of course, it can still be good if you play it right, but yeah. I don't know, it's just like something you have to keep in mind. Like, that's why it's important to think about the format of the tournament you're playing in. And I would actually expect him to read this turn, to be honest. I think he probably has a pretty safe attack into Kangaskhan. Okay, yeah. So he does get it off, which is fine. That's fine, yeah. And I actually think there's a chance that he just lets his Ferrothorn... Oh, I don't need to attack the boy. Okay, well, at least my special attack isn't very high. That's nice. Yes. So I can go for the sub here. I can go for the Fire Punch. I'm really tempted to sub and Dark Void. I feel like that maximizes my... Okay, yeah. This might be Landorus, or it could be Palkia as well. Groudon. Okay, cool. So I actually really like the sub play here then. Unless... Oh no, unless he wakes up and skill swaps himself, in which case I'm in really big trouble. Yeah, like really big trouble. But Groudon's pretty safe this turn. My Groudon's pretty safe this turn, which is nice. So I do get the free sub up. And now I've seen all four of his Pokemon as well. So Cresselia stays asleep, which is really nice. And I'm going to go for the Dark Void. I might not hit, but... oh my god, my speed goes so fast. That's so silly. And +2 attack Dark Void connects. That stinks. Sorry, dude. Rip. That stinks. Wow, my explosion is going to do a lot of damage, and my evasion's back down, so I guess that's fine. And so, okay, so I think what he either does here is he switches his Groudon into Landorus, or he goes skill swap his own Groudon. And I think the switch to Landorus is more likely, to be honest. So I guess what I'll do is Fire Punch here and just go for the Dark Void here, and just hope that... Oh no, that's probably skill swap. Yeah, I almost followed me too. I was like, I got it, but I didn't get it. But thankfully, I will have another shot at Dark Void here, and I think Trick Room should end this turn, and as long as I don't burn. But yeah, I don't think I'll burn. I mean, like, basically, but we'll see. That doesn't do a ton of damage. Oh, it actually does do a lot of damage. And Dark Void comes out, avoid, and avoid. That's fine. Let's see what this is. Okay, defense, actually, that's a boost I can get behind. And I'm back to neutral evasion also, which is interesting. And this is a nice situation for me because he can't really do anything to stop the fact that I can just Fire Punch and Spiky Shield here. Though what I really need to be aware of is that Groudon is now super threatening for me. And I'm not going to be able to really do much against it because... yeah, like my primary attacks here are all resisted against it. So I basically need to win this game with Kangaskhan in the end, I think. And I actually think... Oh, did I Spiky Shield here? I think maybe that was bad. I think maybe Spiky Shield was like a pretty bad move here. I wish I had Wide Guard sometimes. This would be a situation in which Wide Guard would have been really nice. But yeah, basically the better turn last turn I think would have been Fire Punch into Cresselia and follow me to cover for the skill swap, because I definitely thought that was an option, and yeah, it's just like not smart on my part. So he actually stays in here with Cresselia, so that's interesting. And ideally his Groudon will wake up this turn, because otherwise I might be in some big trouble. And I would like an accuracy boost at some point, that'd be really nice. So I can like feel more secure in attacking with Dark Void, especially because I'm +2 speed at the moment. I don't think my speed has fallen, so Cresselia does go down, and Groudon stays asleep, so that's not great. Let's see what this is. Accuracy, okay. So accuracy going up is like nice, but I'm not actually sure I'm fast enough. Plus, like I'm +1 accuracy, I think, and maybe +1 speed. Maybe just Earthquake here. He has no reason not to just Earthquake. So maybe I'll just go ahead and preserve. I'm gonna let Smeargle go down here and go ahead and just use Dark Void. Let Smeargle like likely go down here because I've lost track of like the stats, because this is just like battle spot and I'm not taking notes. I'm not playing super seriously. Oh, I didn't even realize. Wow, Substitute's color pairs really well with Smeargle, and since Groudon's been on this field, I believe more turns behind a sub than not behind a sub. I think that counts for color synergy purposes. So, Kangaskhan plus Smeargle plus Landorus plus Groudon. I've got like perfect color synergy. Or is it only Groudon and Sun? I guess that's relevant. But it doesn't matter because this Groudon is in Sun. So I think, guys, this might be one of the best color synergized games you've ever seen. That's not good. It's Scarf. I should have realized it was Scarf. But I am +2 defense, so I might be winning this one. Haha. Very nice. And I've got a free Fire Punch into that Landorus whenever I want it, because, yeah, because he can't switch to Ferrothorn. Groudon wakes up, goes for Eruption. That's bad, 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 that's bad. Very bad. Very bad. But I can go Boom. But do I want to go Boom just yet? Maybe not. Maybe not. He can't switch his Groudon. If he's okay, so he can switch his Groudon, but if he switches his Groudon, he will lose the Levitate, and then I will win. So what I'll do is I was considering not Mega Evolving here, but then I risked the. I guess it wasn't a speed tie next turn, but regardless, I will go for the Fake Out here with the Mega Evolution because while he can switch in Ferrothorn, what it will mean is that he loses his Levitate, which is like really essential right now for him to win this game, and so I'm okay with doing that. And I actually have to keep an eye on the timer because he's been taking so long in his turn. So actually, what I might try to do is, I mean, I'll try to win the game, but I think I am in a pretty nice position here to just go for big damage attacks and take out that Landorus with his Fire Punch and take out the Ferrothorn with the Fire Punch and then go from there. And probably take him to timer. But this game isn't over yet, especially because we're each at 3 Pokemon apiece and we have relatively similar HP stats. And yes, all that good stuff. So Kangaskhan is going to get the Mega Evolution here, which means that Ferrothorn does not switch in, which is very nice indeed. So he does go for Protect, which is expected, of course, but not optimal. It would have been nice to get some nice Fake Out damage there, but that's okay. And this is actually a situation, I talked about Double Edge being bad earlier, but in this specific situation, it's actually a lot nicer that Kangaskhan is Double Edge because I will be able to weaken that Eruption significantly. And I'm interested to see, I've only seen Eruption and Protect so far, so I'm interested to see if it's mixed or if it's just, you know, doing its thing. If it's mixed or if it's pure special. I would definitely expect mixed though. You don't have to think, dude. Like, you have to send in Ferrothorn. You don't have another option. Like, it's cool, but I don't know. Maybe he wants to take me to timer. I think that's definitely an option. Maybe he's thinking like his best option here is timer. And this is a turn, so I need to decide whether or not I want to predict the Ferrothorn to Protect. It's definitely safer to attack into it, or I guess the safest thing here is to Protect, but I don't think Double Edge plus Fire Punch into his Groudon would be a bad move necessarily either. Especially because he can't KO my Groudon this turn regardless, so maybe I'll do that. But I need to think about it. I feel like this one is pretty much locked down though. But not, I mean, you know, we'll see. Like, Skill Swap plus Groudon. Skill Swap onto the Groudon is really, really good, especially because I didn't bring Kyogre. So, let's think. I'm definitely either Fire Punching or Protecting. I think I'll just attack the Ferrothorn. I don't see... Like, he's almost definitely going to Protect, but, like, I don't want to give him the opportunity to come back by not expecting it. And Double Edge should do a sizable amount to his Groudon, without a doubt. I think this is pretty solid. He's still taking a while. It's always interesting to, like, when you're playing against people who you can't see in real life, to decide if, like, they are timer stalling or if they're just, like, you know, like, both of which are fine, of course. But Double Edge actually does over 50%, and the fact that he didn't protect his Ferrothorn means that he didn't protect, so Fire Punch will be coming out here onto that Ferrothorn. And that, yeah, this is definitely a mind game where, like, you know, it's the protect is obvious, so sometimes you just ignore it and you make the read and you go for something else, but in this situation, I chose to just attack, and I think it paid off. So, Ferrothorn does go down here, which means it's now 3-1 with 2.5 minutes left, and so Flamethrower. So it's pure special Groudon, most likely. And that actually KOs. Interesting. And so, while I am tempted to go Boom here, if this was a tournament match, what I would do is I would take the full 45 seconds here, then I would Fire Punch next turn, and I would just go from there. But in this situation, I think what I'll actually do is... U-turn plus Fire Punch plus Fire Punch plus U-turn KO, I think. So I'll just go for that. I'll go Fire Punch and U-turn because it's my only move that can't miss. Even though it's very resisted and is going to do almost nothing, but it's still better than absolutely nothing. And he's still taking a while. And so once this game hits the minute 30 mark, I can guarantee win it anytime I want. I can guarantee the win, excuse me. And it's actually probably close to about this time because of the animations and the moves. But basically, because my Groudon has more health left than his, and because our teams are pretty similar, his Ferrothorn and my Kang has gotten similar HP stats most likely, and what was my last Pokemon? I didn't bring Kyogre, so I brought Smeargle. Oh, Smeargle is low HP, so he actually just protects here. Maybe he's expecting like an Earthquake, maybe he's expecting me to forget, but yeah, this game is over, more or less, because of the fact that I can just go and protect and end the game if I want to. But I choose not to this turn. I'm trying to end this game. Yeah. But yeah, good game to my opponent. Definitely a cool team. Like, Palkia and Groudon. It was really cool to see them early in the metagame. We haven't seen much of them, especially because Xerneas is just like even though Groudon resists Xerneas, it does a sizable chunk to it if it sets up, and so I think that's at least why we've seen Palkia dropping in popularity, especially because, like, in this game, for example, he didn't really need Palkia, he just brought Cresselia and went from there, but yeah, I don't know. Palkia is really a cool mon, and I'd like to look into it more personally, like, later in the format or at some point, because, I don't know, it's really cool and I like it a lot. So, Fusion comes out here, gonna do actually a lot more than I expected. That might actually be a crit. Oh, wow, no crit. So, Fusion comes out, Fire Punch comes out. I don't think this will KO, but there's a chance probably, and actually I won, so no timer. So, cool. Good game to my opponent. Cool team. Oh, that was a crit. So, sorry about that. It didn't matter in the overall scheme of things, but it might change how you feel about this game. So, good game to Kira. Yeah, Kira. Good game, dude. That was fun. And, yeah, cool team. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed seeing kind of the changes that I make and testing this other stuff. Kangaskhan definitely, I think, pulls his weight this game. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, if you enjoyed this, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas or suggestions, please go ahead and mention them in the comments down below. And until next time, I will see you later.